prepare, respond, serve. This is 5 Stone. The contents of this podcast are the personal opinions and views of 5 Stone and our affiliates. This is not a recommendation for medical practice or a guide for decision making or even to take place for your own personal judgment. We recommend that you always seek out in-person professional training and always follow your established policies and procedures. Now, with that said, let's get after it. Hey guys, and welcome to 5 Stone's Motivation Mondays. Once in India, after years being on a campaign, Alexander's men threatened to mutiny. They were worn out and they wanted to go home. Alexander called an assembly. When the army had gathered, the young king stepped forth and stripped naked. "These scars on my body," Alexander declared, "were got for you, my brothers. Every wound, as you see, is in the front. Let the man stand forth from your ranks who has bled more than I or endured more than I for your sake. Show him to me, and I will yield to your weariness and go home." Not a man came forward. Instead, a great cheer arose from the army. The men begged their king to forgive them and their want for spirit and pleaded with him to only continue to lead them forward. Today's podcast is on leading from the front. It's about enduring suffering and pain for those people that you're responsible for. Just like Alexander the Great, where was his scars? They're on the front.
Yep.
Right? How did they get on the front? Only by leading from the front.
Yeah, he led from the front.
Right.
I think it's all it takes is somebody to lead from the front. Just get up and show everybody else what needs to be done.
And that's difficult.
Yeah.
There's a lot that comes along with that.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a lot of sacrifices that come because you think about a scar metaphorically. Yeah, it's a scar, but how do you get a scar? You have to go through some major suffering and some pain, some strife. You know what I'm saying? Some conflict.
Yeah.
Period. And that comes with leadership. You've been in leadership positions. I've been in leadership positions, and it's not easy to do. The people under you, per se, I say under you, but anybody can really step up and be a leader at any point.
Yep.
And you mentioned, like Jocko talks about creating that vacuum if ever a leader doesn't make that decision.
Yeah.
Somebody else gets sucked into that position.
Yeah.
You know?
So, like in combat, a leader can be, taken out, killed, or just failed to lead,
Right.
And it's something we see, pretty regular in the field, with law enforcement, EMS, fireside. If they have a leader that's there, physically there, just doesn't perform, it just fails to lead,
Right.
then typically there's somebody there that will stand up and take charge and lead.
What do you think the reasons, I guess my question is, what do you think that most people, why do they fail to lead? Do you think it's a knowledge or the lack of being willing to sacrifice for other people? Maybe it's something else.
Yeah, I think it could be an array of different things. I can't remember what I was listening to, but somebody made a comment that everybody can be a leader, and I just don't think that's true.
No, I don't know about that.
I don't think it's true at all. I wish I could remember what I was listening to.
They might can be trained and developed, you know what I'm saying, and like taught ways to lead, maybe.
I mean, but on the other hand, like I've seen personally in my career, there are people that are unteachable in certain things.
Yeah.
But that aside, I don't believe everybody's a leader. I think people can play the part for a good long while, because I think there's employees that somehow slip through the cracks, and make it to retirement.
Yeah.
And never, where they're not performing well. And we've talked about those old salty employees, the old salty firemen, old salty paramedics. Yeah. They are notorious for not performing the way they're supposed to, but yet they make it all the way through their career. Mm-hmm. And there's leaders that do that.
Yeah. Pseudo leaders, I call them.
Pseudo leaders, yeah. But typically those are the ones that lead from the rear.
Right.
Would you even call that leadership?
More
being a boss.
Yeah. Yes.
A director.
A director. You're conducting an orchestra. You sit back and go, you play here and you play here and you play here, and together it's all going to sound
and
good.
I'm going to sit back and do nothing.
And I'm going to stand here and wave my little magic wand and make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not really.
If something goes wrong, I'll blame you all for it.
Exactly. Yeah, they're not there with
That's
you.
not a leader.
Yeah. What I think what really gets me more than anything is like when somebody says, "Hey, effective immediately, this is what's going to happen with this team, with this department," and that's it.
Yeah.
There was never a forewarning like, "Hey, this is coming down the pipeline. We're going to have to enact a measure to make, we got to do A and B to make C happen.
Yeah.
I know your all's jobs are going to be affected by this and your daily routines and your activities, and it's going to require certain changes. Let's get together and discuss this and see how we can work as a team together to make this, everybody be okay with it. Because it's going to be some additional responsibilities taken on by you, maybe less by you, but you're going to have to learn something different over here. Like, how's this work?" Because those people who just say effective immediately do this, they usually don't even understand what it takes to make that happen. They're getting told from up higher, get this thing done. And they say, okay, my people are just going to do it because I said so when I'm the boss.
Yeah. And Jocko's got a podcast just about that. It was viewers will send in questions, and it was asking about, should you tell your team to just do things because you said to do it? So basically, and I agree with this 100%. Your team should never wonder why they're doing something.
Right.
If I've got a task for my crews at work, then I will ask them to do it, and I will explain to them why we're doing it.
Right.
If I don't know, if it's strictly a command from above that was told to me, just make it happen, you don't need to know why, then I'll explain to my crews that I don't know why we're doing this.
But we got to get it done.
We got to get it done.
So how's it going to impact you so we can make sure we do this the right way?
Yeah. So I found it a lot easier to get my crews to do things when you don't tell them to do something. Hey, do you care to do this for me? Do you care to help me with this?
Right.
Because this is why we're doing it. Stuff like that. And if you treat them like you're a team, not necessarily their leader, then man, that'll bend over backwards for you.
Right. Yeah, because that puts you in the trenches with them.
Yeah.
That puts you leading from the front because you understand what they're having to go through and having to sacrifice. That's exactly what we're talking about. I think that in today's society, I've mentioned this so often on here, but people are just selfish. Maybe they want to be in a position to earn that title, to build that resume, to get to that next position.
Yeah.
And
there's definitely people out there that want a leadership position only because of that title, and they will flaunt that title every chance they get.
And they'll burn whoever they can to get where they want to go.
You know what they don't have though? Respect from their subordinates.
Yeah.
If you flaunt that title, abuse your power, talk about how you're in command all the time, nobody's going to respect you. You're not going to get anything done.
No. It's the people who are doing the work that make that person successful anyways.
Yeah.
We talked about that cartoon, to where the boss is hanging over the ledge on this plank, on this cliff, and he's got a gun pointed at the employee, and it's like pretty much saying the employee's on the other side of the plank. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you do what I tell you to do or else.
Yeah.
He's in a no-win situation.
Exactly.
All he's got to do is say, no, what are you going to do? Fire the gun, then you fall off the cliff?
Yeah.
Where the employee just moves, sidesteps, nope, not doing it.
Yeah. If you don't have a crew, if you don't have a team, ain't nobody going to win.
And that takes us to that podcast we did, Out This Door, Nothing. Mm. You know what I'm saying? You hold that front line, you protect that front line, but you have to get down there with them.
Yeah.
I can imagine, man, being in that situation and seeing Alexander the Great just freaking ripping off and just being like, look at this, it's covered in scars.
Yeah.
Who else has got these? Man, that says something. That is powerful.
Yeah,
whether it be like, okay, here's what I got. And it's like, man, we're done with this job. We're going to quit. We're going to leave. Okay, well, look, here's my 27 write-ups that I got defending you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, this is how many complaints I've got that never made it anywhere because I took care of it.
Yeah. And, I'm not saying do it to flaunt, but maybe, if you're in a situation to where you're trying to be that good leader, you're trying to do that, maybe the people need to know, like, I'm really working for you guys, and here's what I got. Maybe that's another side of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't just leave from the front and get your scars, but and don't flaunt your scars.
Yeah.
But because he developed these scars over how many years? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then it came to the point to where it was like, I need to do this. I need to reveal this for my people.
Yeah. And I just had a sit down with a couple employees at work, And basically, without going into too much detail, I kind of brought up some stuff that was, to be honest with you, difficult to bring up. You know, it's like, hey, you know, your performance, not necessarily bad, but was maybe impacting their partner in a bad way or whatever. But it's something I feel like it needed to be brought up. I brought it up to make them better. And it was extremely well received because of that. In fact, like during the conversation, it was like I was thanked. Like, thank you for bringing this to my attention, and you know, we'll do better as a team.
Right.
And
well, again, that respect.
Yeah.
You know, that shows your compassion that you care.
Yeah.
You know,
it wasn't to discipline them in any way. It was to make them a better team.
We've all had those leaders who, like you said, lead from afar, are never present. They're not there with you when things are going sideways, things are going bad. Yes. And then you've got the leaders who want to micromanage and dictate everything so they can be seen as that powerful leader.
You have to find a happy medium there.
Yeah. So if the people out here listening to our viewers, to our listeners, if all of us are in a leadership position in some way, somehow, at some level, whether it's with your family, whether it's with if you're a teacher at your classroom, whether it's on your, you know, if you're EMS, fire, law enforcement, military, whatever it might be, we've each got a level of leadership somewhere in our life. You know, showing those people that you work for, ultimately you work for them. They don't, they don't work for you.
Yeah.
You know, you're working for them. You're their leader. It's the reverse of what I think a lot of mentality is.
Yeah, I think it takes a good team to make a successful leader.
Yeah.
You know,
with my job, and I'll never forget, one day we were getting ready to come in, and one of the people said, "Oh, I'm just an admin. It doesn't matter." What?
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't for what you did, this whole place would crumble.
Yeah.
You know, but they see it like a tier program. It's like, oh, I'm just down here.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a medical provider. Or I've heard people in the merchant, well, I'm just a tech. Well, I'm just an ER registration.
An EMT.
I'm just like,
yeah.
What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever say that, because that's what these leaders need to look at. You know, me and you are in leadership positions. We work for our people under us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we do. They carry us. They make us be able to lead effectively. You know? So I think that leading from the front is exactly where it's at, is where are your scars?
And something else that may be even better is if you have a winning team.
Yeah.
And your leader is really not even recognized. Like Jocko says, if your team is successful, the best leader will not even be recognized.
And that's good.
So it needs to be all about the team and not, hey, I got this done. You know, I'm the supervisor and I got this done.
Yeah.
You know,
I've heard that so many times from leaders, man.
Yep.
Don't you like the way I built this? Didn't it help you do this? Don't you like the way I did this? Didn't it help you? Good thing I did it this way.
I hear it all the time.
It's like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. You know, but it's just like, people get tired of hearing that.
Yeah. And that does make you seem selfish.
Yes. So, if you could give, you think, one tip to people that's listening to this right now, based off this, where are your scars? One tip to really just kind of get these people motivated for their team to hold that front line. Like we talked about, out this door, nothing. We're protecting our front line. We're protecting our people. If you could give a tip to people listening that may see themselves not as leaders, but as they may be subordinates on the corporate scale, maybe, but really they're the glue holding everything together.
Yeah.
But if you could give a tip in general for people who feel like they're tired, they're wore out, they just want to stop, maybe they want to switch jobs, maybe they just can't go on anymore, maybe it's their marriage or relationship or whatever it would be, what do you think you could give through your experiences that you've had over all your years doing what you do in high stress situations? You're in a field tour, there's a lot of alpha attitudes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You got like these type A attitudes, and there's a lot of conflict. You know what I'm saying? And people out there deal with this a lot in their day-to-day life. what do you think that you could give people just to kind of sum this up and be like, here's what you got. Where's your scars? What do you think?
Just do what's right. Step up and do the right thing. No matter what anybody says about you, just do the right thing. That'll take you farther than anything. When I was an EMT, just an EMT at Louisville Metro, I would show up nearly an hour early, check my truck off, and get everything ready to go to my ride area at my shift time. And there was people that asked me, it's like, why do you show up so early and get that stuff done? And your relief ain't going to get here till after the time, they're usually 10, 15 minutes late. And my response is always, I will never be labeled as that guy.
Yeah.
I'll never be labeled as the one that's always late,
right.
The one letting everybody down.
Yeah.
Whether I get recognition for it or not, I just know it's the right thing to do.
It's not about that. Yeah.
I know it's not the right. I know it's the right thing to do.
Right.
And something that I just read and that I know we discussed about doing a podcast later about the paradoxical commandments of leadership.
Right.
Number 10 is give the world the best you have and you'll get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you have anyway. No matter how you get treated,
yeah,
or if you're recognized for doing anything,
yeah,
just do the right thing. Always.
Wow, man, that's good. Because I think that's a willingness to sacrifice. That's what I really think it comes down to. It's a willingness to serve, that willingness to sacrifice.
Yeah.
If you're a real leader, you're willing to sacrifice your career, your livelihood for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Period. Once you show your willingness to do that, like there's a situation where I'd stepped up in a position one time and it was like, this could be it. You know what I'm saying? But I stepped up and was like, what you're asking is wrong.
Yeah.
Totally wrong. And I'm not going to stand by this.
I lost a job for doing that.
Yeah. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Who
You probably
cares?
gained 10 times more respect from other people by being like,
Yeah.
you know what, I stood for what's right.
Yeah, I do believe so.
Yeah. And that's a scar that you're going to get.
Yeah.
That scar can carry you forward to your next leadership position somewhere, wherever you would be at.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the right thing no matter how bad this hurts.
Yep.
To protect my people, my other people. So
Yeah.
that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
We'll definitely touch on those 10 paradoxical commandments. That'd be good. We'll do a whole podcast on that.
That'll be a long one.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think it's it for me, man.
Cool,
It's a heavy topic.
That is a heavy
Something
topic,
that
but
means
it's
a lot
good.
to me.
Yeah.
And we can go in 1,000 different directions with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. And we got another guy going to come on the podcast here soon, too. He's big into leadership. He's got a lot of experience. He's got degrees in it, and he has led former military. Got a lot of experience with this.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get him on, but he will remain unnamed for now.
Word.
So, but anyway, it'll be a good one. So, guys, if you're out there and you're struggling, you're dealing with some leadership issues, some challenges, maybe it's your home, maybe it's your career, maybe your position at work, whatever it might be at, just remember to lead from the front. Check yourself. Where are your scars? Where are they? Are they in the front? Are they in the back? Or somebody else wearing your scars so that you stay within your own comfort zone? Because that's what it's not about. It's about being willing to suffer for other people, to respond and serve other people. Because once you do that, those people will in turn around and serve you.
Yeah, it's not about you.
They will have your back. Don't be selfish. Because when you start giving to other people, they're going to turn around and give to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody's protected.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like if you look at our logo. I thought about this the other day. Look at the 5 Stone logo. And you see it and you got that center dot, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got the 4 dots going out with those arrows going out away from that. That's designed for a reason. But if you look at it in the term of, okay, is that me in the center? Or am I on that outside edge protecting who's in that center? Or if you take that dot, this pattern, and you connect another one to it, it never stops.
Yeah.
It just keeps on going. And that protection protects the people next to you.
Yeah.
And protects the people next to you. And you serve these other people. And it's a ongoing force that never quits. If you put other people first, you're never put last.
Yeah.
It's that simple. If you put other people first, you will never be put last because everybody else is going to put you first as well.
Yeah.
If you protect your fellow man, your fellow man's going to protect you.
Take care of each other.
But if you're selfish, people aren't going to want to protect a selfish person.
Exactly right.
I mean, that's the whole essence of it. You know what I'm saying? Put other people first.
Yeah.
So, guys, we hope you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you for checking it out. We are on 5stoneusa.com, the number 5, 5stoneusa.com. We've got our podcast up on all the main podcast hosting websites. We're up on YouTube doing the video cast as well. All the social media sites. If you've got a topic you want to hear about, topic to address, let us know, and we'll do our best to get that done for you. Stay tuned because we've got a lot more podcasts coming up with some very important people, some hot topic discussions coming up, and we can't wait to get them on. So, guys, until next time, we are out. Prepare, respond, and serve, because one day you might just be somebody's first responder.
Absolutely.
All right. Catch you guys later. This has been a production of 5 Stone. I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time to check out our podcast and video cast today. You can check us out online at 5stoneusa.com. That's the number 5, 5stoneusa.com. We are also on all the social media platforms. Our podcasts are now live. Video casts are on YouTube, and our audio podcasts are on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, all the major podcast platforms. Thank you guys. Again, we cannot thank you much for all your support and all that you do for us. Remember, prepare, respond, and serve, because someday you might be that first responder.